Okay, everybody. In this video, we're going to learn about multiplying polynomials. And one of the main things that you should know about this is that whenever we're multiplying monomials or polynomials, we're pretty much going to use the properties of exponents like you did in videos 1 through, I believe, 3 or 4. And if you forgot them, it's just remember that you have, whenever you have the same base or variable, x and x, they're multiplying by each other, then you add the exponents. So we have x squared times x to the 4th power. We add these exponents, okay? X to the 6th power. Okay? So I'll just jump into the examples, go ahead and explain it to you. So first case, we're multiplying monomials, okay? We're asked to multiply. So we have 7x cubed times 7x to the 4th power. Let's look at it piece by piece. So 7 times 7 will give you 49. And now we have x to the 3rd power times x to the 4th power will give you x to the 7th. Okay? And that will be our final answer. Remember, x to the 3rd power times x to the 4th power, we have to add the exponents. Okay? Just like we did over here. Now, let's try and do a little more difficult case. So we're asked to multiply. We have negative 6x cubed y squared times 3x y cubed. Okay, so we're going to multiply what we know already. Negative 6 times 3. So we have a negative 18. Okay, so we have x cubed times x to the 1st power. So we have x to the 4th power. Okay, do you see how I got that? X cubed times x to the 1st power, we add the exponents to get 4. So next we have y squared times y cubed. So we have, in the end, y to the 5th power. And this will be it. Okay? Is it pretty straightforward? Adjusting camera. Okay. So, right here, we have 3 times 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. Okay, so whenever we're multiplying a polynomial by a monomial, in this case we have a constant for our monomial, whatever form is inside the parentheses, that's the form that's most likely going to come in. It's going to be, that's how your final answer is going to look like. So, this 3 is going to distribute out to everything that's inside. Okay, so we have 3 times 4 will give you 12, and it will give the x cubed will come along for the ride. So 3 times 2 gives you a positive 6, and x squared comes along for the ride. 3 times the imaginary 1 will give you positive 3x, and that comes along for the ride. Okay, and here it is. What we have. Alright, so case 2. We're asked to multiply monomial by a polynomial. Then we have 3x squared y times 4y minus 12x. Okay, so now this one may look a little bit confusing. So let's try and rewrite it. So we have 3x squared y times 4y minus, remember we got to distribute out our monomial, so we have 3x squared y times 12x. Okay, now if you're wondering what happened to our negative here, it's right here. Okay, we're multiplying this monomial by the first term and then by the second term. Okay, it still carries the same operation. So right here we have 3 times 4, 12. X squared times, there's no x squared over here, so it just comes along for the ride. Y to the 1st power times y to the 1st power. So we have y squared minus. So we have, in our second terms, we have 3 times 12, which is 36. X squared times x to the 1st power will be x to the 3rd power. And then we have y times we don't have a y over here, so it just comes along for the ride. Okay, and that will be our final answer. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now whenever we're multiplying binomials, then just a moment. Okay, hopefully that helps out. Okay, so whenever we're multiplying binomials, I forget how I showed you. You can use FOIL or box method, and I guess I'll show you using box method. So box method is just a different way of multiplying binomials, or you can use it for other examples which we're going to use over here. So we'll have x plus 7 and x minus 3. So with box method, we're just multiplying, okay? Same deal, we're just multiplying. So we have x times x gives you x squared. X times 7 gives you 7x, positive 7x. Negative 3 times x gives you negative 3x. Negative 3 times a positive 7 gives you negative 21. Now the way we're going to rewrite it is that this top left corner will be our first term. This bottom right corner will be our last term. Now our diagonals will have to add up. So we have positive 7x minus 3x. So we combine our like terms here. So we have x squared plus 4x minus 21. And that will be our final answer. Okay, so our case, this is our long case. You can either use box method or FOIL. I'm sorry, we'll use box method with this. You can still use FOIL, but it's going to be a really long, tedious process. So you have x squared minus 2x plus 7. Then we have 2x plus 3. Okay. So 2x times x squared gives you 2x to the third power. 2 times 2 gives you negative 4. X times x gives you x squared. 2 times 7 gives you 14, positive 14. And then x times 1 gives you x. Okay, so 3, let's do our bottom row. 3 times x squared gives you 3x squared. 3 times negative 2 gives you negative 6. And then x comes along for the ride. 3 times 7 gives you positive 21. Now, our first term will be our top left corner. Our last term will be positive 21. Then, just a moment. Okay, so our diagonals will add up. So we have minus 4x squared plus 3x squared. Okay, and then our second set will be negative 6x plus 14x. Okay, now right here, negative 4 plus 3 gives us negative 1x squared. Negative 6x plus 14x gives us a positive 8x plus 21, 2x cubed. And so, imaginary 1, we don't really need it, but it's just there. So minus x squared plus 8x plus 21. And this will be our final answer. Okay, and hopefully these examples of multiplying polynomials helped you out. And I'll see you in the next video.